Making your way through work Monday takes everything you got. Then Monday night rolls around and you realize there's a shot. You're only 10 points away. All those times when your team had no fight, they're just so gosh darn frail. Then your star quarterback let another deep ball sail, and your third round pick bet on his team. Then go check out our streets where everybody knows your game, and they listen to complaints. You wanna be where you can see our bodies bring you no shame. You wanna go where everybody knows your pain.
Welcome into another edition of the Dad Bod Fantasy Squad. I am Rob, and I'm here with the one and only Mr. Rob Norton. How you doing tonight, Nort?
Doing good, man. Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing. How did your weekend go? The holidays and all that? 'Cause I think this is the first back since our little break we just had here for Thanksgiving. So, how'd the fantasy football treat you?
Fantasy was mostly pretty good. All my main leagues, I think I won most of them, so that was good. I think I told you guys I worked on Thanksgiving.
Oh no, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay, yeah. It was from home. Worked from home, so it wasn't too bad. I still was enjoying some food and what's up, Albert?
What's up, brother?
Enjoying some food, watching football all day. I just didn't get to go to family, but
You
we'll
did
see
that
him here
last
soon.
year too, right?
Yeah. It seems like
remember that.
I'm getting the Thanksgiving roll here at work, so it's not the worst. I'll see all the family come soon here in a little bit. But how about you? How was your Thanksgiving weekend and everything?
It was good. Fantasy football wise, I did good. All the leagues that I'm, in, I won. Making a push for the playoffs in 2 of my leagues. I won the one league. I'm close. I think I'm going to get in that one. And then
Okay.
one of the dynasties I'm in with Mario, I just texted him actually because I just noticed it. We do the wins plus median, right? So
Okay.
if you guys don't know, median is for dynasty is each week you can win 2 matches or lose 2 or split 1 and 1. So you're up against an opponent like regular. That's one matchup. So you can win that or lose that. And then you're also going up against the median score of the rest of the field of every team in there, right? So the median score for the entire league this week was 129.8. I was 129.65. So I took the L on the median, which sucks. Because I am two back of the playoff spot. Now I'm 2 back because I took 2 losses this week. So that one might come back to haunt me.
Yeah,
Not happy about it.
That's a brutal one. One. The median can get you like that if you have a bad week. Yeah.
I thought I'd definitely with 129, you're usually fine with the median. Just didn't get it this week, so we'll see. Might come back to haunt me. But other than that, Thanksgiving was good.
That's good.
Family, all that sort of stuff. So it was a good time. But we are going to get to the waiver wire finds of the week. We're going to go over all the waiver wire players per position, get you guys ready. I think, Nort, we'll go through them when we get there. Maybe we'll do like a 4 this week and then 4 rest of season. Kind of go through it, maybe give our rankings on these players and stuff like that. This is my first Tuesday episode of the season, so I'm a little fresh here. So Nort's gonna have to carry me through it, but I like it. I like it so far. I won't be on tomorrow, so stay tuned. Mario's taking my spot tomorrow, but we're gonna have some fun tonight. I'm excited.
Absolutely.
Time to kick it off, though, Nort. We're gonna start with The Immaculate Grid.
Oh,
One of our favorite
Immaculate
games to play
Grid.
here. So I'm going to preface this. So we started a little late, about 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late. I was waiting for Nort to get on his computer. He was a little backed up. He's got kids and stuff. I get it. Hey, don't
It's
worry
true.
about it.
It's the whole thing.
I saw this. Okay. So I have a couple in mind. So Nort, I'm going to let you kind of take the wheel here. Let me know if anything screams out to you while we're looking at it. So we'll start top. We'll go over the top line here. We got the Carolina Panthers, the New England Patriots, and then 6+ interceptions caught in a season. That's going to be tough.
Whoa.
In a season. And then going down, we have the Colts, the Falcons, and the Seattle Seahawks. So with those, do you see anything that's screaming out to you?
Let's see. Colts, Panthers.
Or anyone listening here, watching, feel free to throw in. I know Albert's watching, so if you got any, throw them in the chat here, dude, because he's the one that carries us through this, to be honest with you.
I know, right? Man.
I got one for Carolina Falcons because he is a player I really like. Hayden Hurst.
Yeah, that's true.
He's I like him a lot, so that's why I know that. He's somebody I think he's a cool dude. So that one, he's a good dude. Mohamed, look at that.
That's a good one.
Mohamed Sanu. Is that Mohamed? Let's do Sanu.
Yeah, I think it's Mo.
There we go. Albert coming in strong. Oh, we got a question here. We can throw this out first.
Yeah.
Start Kyler, Russ, or Love. Taysom Hill, Muth, or Ferg. Yeah, I'm going Kyler. You get that base floor with the rushing ability. He looks good. He looks back, dude. It's crazy. Tight end wise, I'm going Muth. Who do the Cowboys got? I could be
Seattle. Thursday night.
I'm going Muth.
Yeah, it's a close one for me. I like Ferg.
Muth has done it once, right? But there was a really cool stat I saw today with how the Steelers, Muth was so involved this week because of the defense was playing too high coverage. Okay. That was their game plan coming into this week, that they were going to really go after Muth with too high coverage. They're playing Arizona this week. Arizona plays the second most too high coverage in the NFL. So with that background stat stuff, he should be involved again. Now, could Arizona see that and do something different on the field? Yeah, of course.
Right.
So it's a gamble. And Ferguson's been involved, and we know what to expect. So I wouldn't blame you if you go Ferguson and just, not worry. Taysom Hill is the bottom of the list for me.
Same.
I don't trust him. Ferguson, I think, is going to be safe no matter what. And Muth, I think, could get you a really nice week, and I still think he's kind of safe against Arizona.
Yeah. I'll probably have Ferguson and Muth pretty close in my rankings.
Yeah, I think they're super close.
Yeah, the interesting part about this is that he can get Muth on waivers, but would have to pass on Zach Moss if he did that. And he said he doesn't need Moss because he has 4 good running backs, and it looks like I'm assuming it's 2 running backs, 2 flex, the way it says 2 flex. Thing is, though, I don't know. Moss is my number one. Well, we'll get a little bit more into it later, but that's tough. I'd probably rather just have Moss with than the depth there. But
Indy's got Tennessee this week, right?
Yeah.
So are you playing him over?
See, I don't know.
I guess it depends on his wide receivers too, if you're going to flex them.
And I don't know if I'd start Moss over any of them this week necessarily. I'll see it when
I don't think I would.
Yeah.
But when we get to the news section, Moss is going to be out, or Taylor is going to be out. They're saying 3 weeks.
Yeah, so that's the thing is that's
so you can have Moss pretty much for almost the rest of the fantasy football season.
Yeah, because the thing is,
Maybe who knows?
any of those guys, if you're starting all 4 of those guys weekly, any of those go down, and you're wishing you had Moss next week.
I have to start Garrett Wilson and Debo wide receiver since Diggs is on a bye. So you have those 3.
Yeah, that's pretty strong. Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. It's tough. I guess if you don't ever
It is
plan on,
tough.
if you have other receivers too that are good too, like maybe you
I
do
would
go
probably just
Muth,
put,
but
dude, honestly, in this situation, I would probably pick up Zach Moss as my number 1. And maybe would you throw a waiver in for Muth with Taysom Hill and hope you get him?
yeah, that's probably what I would do.
That's
personally.
probably what I would do.
Um,
That's probably, yeah, I would probably do that. I'd probably get Zach Moss, just like you want him on your team. He could be a league winner. And then I'd probably put in a waiver for
Muth
drop
to
Hill
drop to
and
Hill.
pick up Muth.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, that's what I would do. And then hope you get him. Hopefully you can get Muth, but you might not be able to. But I would I'd pick up Moss. That's what I would do. Back to the Mac. Anything else screaming here for you?
Man, the one thing that I keep thinking of with Falcons for the 6 interceptions is Dion, but I don't know if he did its 6 interceptions as a Falcon.
It doesn't have to be.
Oh, okay.
So we
I was
figured
thinking
that out. Was that before 90? Was it DI or DE?
I don't know if it's DI or DE. Try putting in Sanders.
I did. There's so many.
Oh,
Can you look that up for me?
yeah. Let's see. DEI.
No problem, man. It is a tough one. DEI. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Prime time.
Oh,
No?
it's wrong. It's wrong.
Was that? Yeah, it's got to be him. Wow,
Yeah, we must have.
That's crazy.
That's why I was thinking. I was like, I don't know if he did it.
What about another Falcon DB? Can you think of one that was good? Terrell, did he have 6 last year? I don't think so.
I don't think Terrell did. AJ Terrell. No.
All right, we'll come back to that. How about Jacoby?
Brissett.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Good old Jacobs.
Yeah, I don't know about you. I always think of quarterbacks when I think of these.
I try to.
It's.
I think of, so I'm weird with Browns players. So I'll give you an example. It's perfect right here. I follow Browns players if I like them. And I follow along their career path. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I think Mike Adams played for the Colts and Panthers.
Okay.
Remember Mike Adams?
Yeah.
The safety?
DB. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Boom. So yeah. So I always follow along ex-Browns players that I like.
Okay.
And their career path, wherever they're going.
Yeah, that's legit. I feel like there's so many Seahawks Patriots guys. Try with Seahawks Patriots Deion Branch.
Deion's really giving me one here. Let's go Branch. Whoo. Look at that. Man. Carolina, Seattle. Justin
Seattle.
Houston?
You try it.
I feel like that dude's been everywhere.
Try Mike Davis. I know he was Panthers
He's
for
been
sure.
on here a
Obviously,
few
but
times for us.
yeah, I thought he was on Seattle a little while back before Panthers.
Coming in with a platinum. All right, let's look at this now. Okay, so Seattle.
Mike's coming through, dude.
Um,
The only one I can think of Seattle wise is Sherman, but I don't know if he ever got 6 in a season, dude. 6 is a good amount. Like,
it's a lot. Okay,
he did it. I figured.
he did
Well,
it.
tons of people guessed that. I mean, it's the most notable.
But still, I mean, you have to know. You're just guessing the best DB, right?
Yeah,
Stephon Gilmore.
maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Boom. Okay. Falcons, dude.
I was gonna say Josh Gordon for Pat Seattle. That was my go-to. Another ex-Brown.
Yeah, that's true. For this last one here,
Falcons.
the one I don't know why I keep thinking of it, and I don't even think he was on the team. Was Nnamdi Asomugha?
Who?
Do you remember Nnamdi Asomugha?
No.
It was, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. I don't know if he was ever on. He was on the Raiders for a while, and then went to Eagles. He was a stud for the Raiders.
Dion was the obvious. Like, I thought it was Dion.
Yeah, I thought so too, dude.
I'm blanking.
I am blanking too. Let me
Blanking.
think,
Give it a goog.
Like a little Google, little Falcons defensive backs.
I don't know. Yeah, Dion was the one. AJ Terrell, obviously, but he's only been in the league a couple seasons. Ooh, I don't know.
Oh man.
Anyone look good besides Dion? I can't even think of any.
Dude, that's the thing is I can't even think of any.
I was thinking of Bob Sanders for the Colts. Like maybe he did it as a safety.
I know that's what I was trying to think of. Dude,
Cam Chancellor, obviously, maybe.
I still can't believe it's not Deion Sanders.
He's a hard hitter.
That's throwing me off so much. Jonathan Babineau, maybe?
Wasn't there a Hall? Isn't there a good Hall DB for the Falcons?
Yeah, did D'Angelo Hall play for them?
D'Angelo, that's who I'm thinking of.
There's got to be D'Angelo Hall, dude. Yeah, buddy.
Let's go. There we go.
It was a struggle, but we got it.
Once you said, yeah, when Hall came up, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That was ringing a bell. Okay, man, that was a stressful one, but we got through it. All right, I just have to get our slides up here for the next segment.
The good old waiver wire finds.
Let's get into it, baby. News of the day. Let's get into it. Obviously, the massive news coming out of Carolina. They fire half their offensive staff. Frank Wright, Josh McCown, Deuce Staley. Do you know who the acting head coach is?
And man, I can't remember. Let's see. Panthers interim coach is Chris Tabor.
Oh, okay. Tabors. I didn't even know he was on the staff. So who's calling plays? Probably him.
I think him.
Okay.
I think they said it was him, but I'm not 100%.
He's Tabor's special teams. He was the Browns special teams coach for like years, like 20 years.
Thomas Brown, who will take
Thomas
over play. Yeah, senior assistant
Okay.
Jim Caldwell will be a special advisor to offensive coordinator Thomas Brown, who will take over play calling duties.
I don't know. What do you think of this? Like, can
It
you
just
play
seems
any
rough,
Carolina
dude.
Panther?
Thielen, kind of.
You think he put up what 2 points this week?
Did he? I didn't even.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to handle this.
He
I really don't.
I feel like this week with 6 teams on bye, probably gonna end up going to him. Most
Gonna have
leagues
to,
that you have
yeah.
them, but
So they have Tampa Bay. So good matchup for the receivers. Saints, Atlanta, Green Bay, Jacksonville.
yeah,
I don't know. I don't
It's
know
gonna
how.
be
I mean,
rough.
you definitely have to like see what happens with this first game and see if it's like the same offense and like how they're running it. You weren't
Yeah,
playing a lot anyways. Like it was pretty much Thielen, maybe Chuba.
right.
That's about it. Like I had some love for Mingo preseason, and he's shown glimpses of like
Right.
being a talented receiver. Like I think he can still be good if put in a good offensive system.
Yeah, true.
But I don't know. Jonathan Taylor, like we alluded to earlier, that thumb injury is going to we made these before the news came out. It's going to require surgery. 2 to 3 weeks is what they're saying. Not great news. Not great. You waited on him for 6 weeks or whatever it was to get that ankle healthy in the contract situation. He comes back. He looks like a top 10 running back again, and then he's out now for the playoff push.
Yeah, it's a brutal blow. I mean, if you're in a situation where you are looking good, like you're gonna get a bye, then it's
Still,
probably yeah. Like
are you trusting when he comes back? Are you just plugging him in
I probably would just because it's a thumb.
from
Like
your talent?
yeah, and plus it's just the thumb. Like it's if it was ankle, hamstring, knee, that kind of thing,
Fair.
then that saps explosiveness or easily tweaked. Like
Let me-
that makes me more nervous. But the thumb, like I feel like he should come back, and it's just from what I read was like it was a matter of there was multiple things like if it's ligament stuff, it was going to be basically ball security kind of thing, like
Mhm.
being able to grip well. And then like if it was fractured, obviously you just have to get it set. And so like to me, it's not once it's healed, it's not that big of a deal to me.
What if let me preface it with this. What if while he's gone, the 3 weeks, right? They got we just went through this, right? They got they got Tennessee, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. So he's gone 3 weeks. What if Zach Moss balls out?
Yeah, I mean it could definitely be more of a split. We saw it obviously when he came back the first time. They had more of a split. This past week was a little bit more of a split, even. But
It might have been because of the injury.
yeah, I
Who
wonder.
knows when
Yeah,
it happened?
yeah.
Even though Taylor had 15 carries,
91 yards,
90 some yards, 2 touchdowns. Like
yeah, I still expect him. I'd expect him to get the work right. I think what happened was like in the beginning of the season when we saw him come back with a split, it was different because he had been off for so long. Like, and then he comes back and Moss was balling, and then they slowly eased back in. This time they've already like got to a
made
point
it
where
known.
where they were using him workhorse like until this past week. And like you said, it was probably because of the injury. And then so if it's only a short thing, it's not like he's got to build back up again. So I think I would, but I'm also a little bit questioning how long it's going to actually be. Yeah, I'm usually pessimistic when I'm usually on the back end of it, but that's usually also because it's hamstring, knee, ankle, like those kind of things. Any of those like worry me more than this, though. I will say.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, dude. Question from Ace of Spades. I lost Andrews 1 week back, picked up Waller on IR. And what with Pitts? There's Fryermuth, Logan Thomas, and Everett on waivers. Would you take all 3 of them over Pitts? That's a great question.
Not all 3.
I would do Fryermuth.
I probably would do Fryermuth over Pitts right now.
The other 2, no.
Yeah, like Logan Thomas is fine, but like
Yeah.
Logan Thomas is kind of like the opposite of Pitts, is like the safe kind of high floor, low ceiling, whereas Pitts is like the high ceiling, the higher possibility outcome. But Fryermuth kind of has a little bit more of both right now, at least right now. So I would take Fryermuth over Pitts at this point, but the other two no.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. Let's get into some of the waiver wire finds of
buddy.
the week. Do you want me to go one at a time?
Usually Mario just throw them all up there.
Never. Right, Ryan?
That's my
Norton. I never imagined I'd hear you say Fryermuth over Pitts. Life does come at you fast.
Oh man,
Me as well. I was the high on Pitts.
Yeah, that's my my good buddy here, and he knows how much I was hyping Pitts hardcore. So
weren't we all? I guess it was just me and you, but number one QB for this is all Norts, so I'll throw in my 2 cents. But Russell Wilson, Denver at Houston, Jordan Love up against Kansas City, Baker Mayfield versus Carolina, Gardner Minshew at Tennessee. Is that all four, Nort?
Yeah, and then on the outline, I put something about Geno, checking to see if Geno Smith, he's been getting dropped more. He's struggling. But yeah, these are kind of the main four. Do you have them in this order? It's not good.
I think so.
I don't think this way.
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, this is the order I have them in. I would take Geno over all of them, even with his struggles and the tougher matchup. But part of that is also he has a nice schedule after this week too, I think. I remember seeing like DK and Lockett looking pretty green on the schedule down the stretch with some nice matchups. So I'm assuming it's the same pretty much for Geno. But yeah, I mean, Russ, obviously, as we've talked about Russ so much on the waiver stuff, he's been like the guy that's on like every week. He's just been like pretty good.
Yeah.
And nothing spectacular, but like been pretty good and under rostered basically all year. Then like a back end QB1. Now he gets a matchup against Houston in a dome. Playing against CJ Stroud, they should put up yards and points, so it might be a sneaky shootout potential here. So he'd be the top one for me.
Yeah, you're right. I think it should be an offensive game there, but Denver's defense has been playing lights out. They've been running the ball well, but Russ is still getting. I think he's safe, right? Like he'll get you 15 points.
Right, he runs a little bit too.
Yeah. Baker could be a sneaky play this week, I think, against Carolina.
Yeah.
He's produced when he has Carolina's been okay for the most part.
It's mostly just because they've been getting gashed in the run.
That's the thing, right? They've been getting gashed for the most part on the ground. But Baker can put up. So I don't know. I don't know if I like Love this week. He's so up and down. It's so hard to. He just torched Detroit, so I don't know.
It's weird too, because you're saying Love.
Yeah.
It's like last week. I didn't expect him to have that great of a game either against Detroit.
I didn't either.
And then
he comes out and looks great. Yeah.
And it's like, and Minshew's been kind of that guy that's been unpredictable too, because his best game of the year. Yeah, his best game of the year was against Cleveland. Minshew was. I was looking back at it. He had like 30 some, and then he had a rough game and a great matchup, and it's like, but I think any of these guys are serviceable at least though. Like all four of them, I wouldn't feel bad playing this week. After that, I think it gets pretty dicey. I didn't know if you have any other guys that you're.
Man.
It's
not
rough.
A lot out there in QBs.
I know some people. I've seen some stuff with Will Levis. People recommending a little bit, but
how can you trust them?
I can't. That's the thing. Is like I would take any of these guys over Levis.
Yeah, I would too. I think I might move Minshew. See, you're right though, because Minshew puts up against like teams he shouldn't, and then he shits the bed against teams that are not good in the
It's weird.
secondary. Again, I think I have a little bit more love for Baker. I think I'd put him 2.
That's
Love would
understandable.
probably be 4 on my list here.
No, that's fair. That's fair. The only thing with Love I was
get
thinking
it.
was like if they're down and
Maybe
throwing a
he's-
lot.
Yeah, or maybe he's flipped the switch a little bit. They figured how he plays out a little bit better.
Yeah, wide receivers are
he's starting to
healthier.
heat up. Yeah, starting to heat up.
Baker, like you said though, Baker was an interesting one for me because like on paper, if you look at the matchup, it's not that great.
Mhm.
But it's just because they get gashed in the run. Well, Tampa
And,
Bay
like,
is not a
Yeah,
efficient running team.
And like we've talked about, they use Rashad White. They're starting to use him a little bit more in like, those quick screen passes, stuff like that, as an extension of the run game, which helps Baker,
Right.
for fantasy. So I think we'll see a lot of like Rashad White should be a really good play this week.
That's it. Yeah, I
think he's going to get a ton of passes, he'll get a lot of work, and Baker should benefit from it. But I like it. I like your list. There's just not a lot. There's not a lot out there.
Oh, it's brutal.
No, let's get into your RB waiver finds. Zach Moss at the top of the list. What's his roster percentage? Do you know?
Moss. It was I know on Yahoo earlier, I'm pretty sure I checked, it was 50%.
Okay.
Exact. Which
Okay.
I usually try to keep it 70% or under, or usually 60% or under. Like just that way they're available and close to most of leagues or something like that. But
yeah. 2, Keaton Mitchell. He's on a bye this week. Chuba Hubbard against Tampa Bay. Antonio Gibson against Miami. Samaje Perine at Houston. RB Stash, Tajay Spears, Elijah Mitchell, Roshan, Jamal Williams. Interesting. Ty Chandler, Rico Dowd. I like that one. Jeff Wilson, Joshua Kelly, and Royce Freeman. I like it. I like this list a lot.
Okay. As I say, how would you, dude, it's always so tough when I do these lists because trying to weigh, there's so much context that goes into it, right? And it's just people will just look at a list and be like, oh, you have this above this. But it's like, dude, if you need someone this week, obviously Keaton Mitchell moves down. But if you don't need someone this week, that's where I like Keaton Mitchell right there. Like,
I think, besides Moss, just based on, again, this is with the Taylor injury. If Taylor misses 2 weeks, I want Keaton Mitchell. If Taylor misses 4 weeks, I want Zach Moss. So it's
right. And you got to make that decision tonight.
It's an interesting game to play. Because I think both of them could be league winners if put in the right situation. Like Keaton Mitchell, I think he just has far and away a skill set that no one else has on this list, right? Like it's him, A-Chain. Like he's a rare breed. I like Gibson over Hubbard this week.
Yeah, that's fair.
Again, I think they're going to be down a lot, so he'll get a lot of garbage time, dump off passes, stuff like that. So I think Gibson's a pretty solid play. Samaje Perine's pretty interesting to me. Back-to-back weeks over 13.
Mm-hmm.
Found the end zone this week. Looked good. He looked good. That's the one thing, like because obviously we're Browns fans. I watched that game. He just looked good.
Yeah. It's weird too.
He's just not getting a lot of usage, right? Like
2
weeks ago, he had 7 catches, and then this past week it was all on the ground and didn't get any catches or had 1 catch or something like that. Like it's weird how they're using him. It's not a solid role. You know what I mean? Like it switches week to week.
Very unpredictable.
Yeah. So that's why he scares me. But if he plays how he was playing and continues to play that way, it's hard to keep him off the field.
Yeah. It's weird. It's honestly weird to me though, because Jaleel McLaughlin was playing awesome. I never really saw anything. Yeah, why they switched back to Perine. I don't know what happened exactly. But yeah. Perine's an interesting one for I wonder. Yeah, Perine's an interesting one for this week, and same with Gibson. I like Gibson this week. Just if you're in a pinch and like
Yeah.
he's been the primary pass catching back for the most part when
Mhm.
healthy. They are down. They are like I think they're predicted like 10-point dogs or around there
Yeah.
to Miami. So
I think
like
he's going to get a lot of work.
yeah,
On these stash players, obviously, you know my love for Spears. I think
yeah, for
he's
sure.
a really good player.
I think he's
I
the
like
best
Rico.
stash there is.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Rico. I think he has like standalone value as well. You could like in
He
a
does have a
pinch, you
little
could
bit.
plug him in,
Yeah.
and he's not going to kill you. Ooh. Jamal, why do you have Jamal in here? I'm interested in that.
I just feel like he's the main handcuff to Kamara.
Handcuff.
Kendre's been hurt, and I think he's still hurt.
Juicy matchups coming up.
Yeah, it's basically I'm trying to look at players that if you're stashing them and the starter goes down, they should see a big bump.
Yeah.
Wilson's an interesting one because obviously if HN is healthy, then that he kind of goes down a little bit, obviously, because it's more of like it'd be
Supposed to? Is he supposed to play this week?
I think so.
I saw he was supposed to play, but who knows?
Right, we'll see. Yeah, and then but I really do like Dowdle a lot. Tajay is my favorite of the list. Elijah Mitchell obviously has some big time upside. I mean, I think if CMC went down, it'd be a split a little bit between him and Jordan Mason. It would be my guess.
What is Keaton's rostership?
Keaton is actually the most
rostered
of any of these guys.
Okay, I was gonna say he shouldn't even be on this list. He should be rostered on every team.
Yeah, he's the most rostered. He was still under 70% in a lot of spots. Yeah, because usually when I'm putting out my like the ones I do on Twitter, where I make the two little graphics and then put my list of like top 8 at each position priority. I do under 70% on Yahoo, and he is under 70%. He was over 80% though on CBS. Was the only one. The rest of them he was all under 70. Some of them under 60 or 50 even, which I was surprised. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that goes down this week because people will be dropping
bye-week players.
Bye-week players. So
I'd pick him up if he's available, especially the next day where you don't have to give up a waiver spot. Like pick him up
for sure. 100%.
Yeah, I like this list though. These are the guys that I would have on there. I went through I went through it as well, and these are the guys that I picked. Samaji again, he was on my list. Keaton, I didn't even throw on just because, like, I didn't think he'd be available. Zach Moss, I couldn't find him in any of my leagues, so I didn't put him on mine. But if he's there, like those two, you need to go get Moss and Mitchell. Like they need to be rostered. Jubba as well.
Yeah.
But with how bad that team is and what's going on, firing everybody, like
such a wild
card.
Who
knows? Yeah, who knows? Maybe they put this new coaching set or offensive play call or whatever. He might like Miles Sanders better. Like we don't know.
It's possible, yeah. And Hubbard's gotten at least 11 opportunities, which is a carry or a target since week 4 in every game. So he has been getting a lot. But like you said, it's anyone's guess what the new coaching staff's going to do.
Yeah,
it's a tough matchup.
It is.
Now, for me, this is context dependent too. But I'm usually, I don't know about you, but I'm like when it comes to waivers, if it's like a true like yes or no waiver, you know what I mean? Like you got to either put in a waiver or you don't put in a waiver. Not fab, just waivers. I don't think I would do for any of them after Keaton. I would just like I would wait till the waivers run, and then if they didn't get pick them up in that order that I have it listed. Because I mean, as you get close to the end of the season, though, it's kind of like, what are you saving your waiver for? But again,
well, I mean, right here, this is a perfect Zach Moss and Keaton Mitchell.
Right.
Like it happens, right? Like we don't, you never know, but now it's to the point where it's like, okay.
And exactly. And say again, if it's like next week, for example, right? Don't want it to happen, but if Derrick Henry goes down and Tajay Spears is on your wire, that's waiver worthy. Like that's top priority waiver worthy. So like those are the kind of things. That's why we always stash them beforehand, so you don't
Yeah.
have to do that. But
That's why
if
it's
you're
like
not,
hopefully stash in the early, like Sharp is a great example, right? Like
yep,
we
I
were
had them
saying pick
stashed
him up.
everywhere.
I had him in every one of my leagues, just waiting.
Yep.
But now it's kind of sucks because of
The
the matchups, right? But
right,
it's those kinds of players that you want to pick up early and kind of hold on to.
right.
And
It's just
it
such an
pays off
upside swing.
sometimes, it doesn't sometimes, but when it pays off, it can be big.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get into some of these wide receivers.
A lot of these are
Right.
going to be rostered like just above that 50 threshold.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be. They should be in like way more.
Yeah. Rasheed's crazy to me that he's available.
Yeah.
Rasheed at Green Bay. Christian Watson?
He's less than Rasheed Rice in most leagues. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it. It was like 61% in Yahoo, I think, 50% in others. It was like
Idiots. I've been trying to trade for him all season. Christian Watson versus Kansas City. Josh Downs at Tennessee. Demario Douglas against the Chargers. Jaden Reed against Kansas City. Also, Curtis Samuel, Josh Palmer, Brandon Cooks, Greg Dortch, and Jalen Hyatt.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And then Demario Douglas, try to check on news with the concussion stuff. Like, it's tough because he's been awesome. I think
he's been getting the work.
Yeah, he's been getting good work for like 4 straight weeks, and now gets an amazing matchup. So I really like him this week. But
should I drop Fields and pick up Kyler?
I mean,
oof.
I
Who's
guess if you
have one QB, are you just holding on to one?
I hope if you have Fields, but it sounds like this is a very plentiful waiver wire from the last few.
Well, Chicago's on bye,
right? So
maybe
if you don't have a great like player to drop,
yeah,
then sure.
So here's the thing: if he's only got one QB, I'm curious. He must have another quarterback, but you got Chicago on bye this week. Arizona's on bye next week,
right? Because if you drop Fields,
Arizona's got San Francisco, which is week 1 of playoffs. Chicago, Philly, which are good matchups. Chicago, we got Detroit, Cleveland, Arizona, Atlanta. So kind of a similar thing here where you got 2 in 16, 17, you got 2 good matchups for both. Week 15, it sucks.
Yeah. I'd try to drop one of your worst bench players.
That's what I would do.
Like if you could find.
That's unless if you're only riding with one QB, I would try to drop your worst bench player. Have both.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Just so you have the flexibility. Again, because you got buy this week, buy next week for the 2 players.
Yeah, true. That is true.
That's a late buy, man. Week 14.
Yeah,
I'm in Washington.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay. Back to the wide receivers here. Yeah, Demario, that sucks. He's been getting involved. Jaden Reed, he just keeps producing the past month or so, right?
Yeah.
Looks good. We talk about it constantly. Rookie wide receivers, they kind of take a half a season to get going, get comfortable with the quarterback. He's looking his way too. Jaden Reed's been getting targeted. Curtis Samuel, he's very interesting to me, right? He was on a tear, got hurt, came back, and then I want to say his first week back, his snap percentage was 30%. Week 2 was 50 or so. This week was 55, and he put up 19 points. He's got Miami this week, should be involved heavily. I would assume they're going to be throwing the ball a lot in that game. I like him, especially because Terry McLaurin is going to be up against Ramsey. So
yeah, probably.
I think he's a really good play this week, to be honest. And then Rams, Jets, San Francisco. That's a tough. And a bye thrown in there. So that's tough. If you need a play this week, Curtis Samuel could be a really nice play. I like Jaden Reed. I like Jaden Reed a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just really surprised that the top 3 aren't rostered in like 80+%.
Yeah, I mean, that's me. Yeah, the top 3 should be rostered, hands down.
Yeah,
hands down.
I would put in waiver for any of those 3.
I agree, 100%. Christian Watson, I think he's my number 1. I
probably would. It's tough. I mean, I obviously love Christian Watson too, so I put Rice as 1. It's kind of like a 1A, 1B. I'd be happy with either one. I almost put Rice there. I almost put Watson at 1, but I put Rice there just for the fact that he starting to come alive with. I mean, Watson is too, obviously, but again, like Rice finally got that. Yeah, finally got that usage that we wanted. I mean, it wasn't like
muted.
Finally got that. It wasn't like the full usage that we wanted, but he was 71% route participation, which his previous high was 64%, 31% target share, which previous high was only 19%, 10 targets, 8 catches, 107 yards and touchdown, 27.7 PPR points, all of them career highs. Right now, he ranks 9th in the NFL yards per route run, 2.43, which is just ahead of Puka and Waddle. So we've been clamoring to get him huge route participation. Finally happened. Even 70%, it can go up. So I'm hoping that he can start hitting that 80% plus route participation and just give him a full-time role. Like, he's clearly shown he has potential that the rest of this wide receiver group doesn't. Like, get him going.
Yeah, I can't argue with you. I can't argue with that. And Watson's got more competition with Jaden Reed. Dobbs is there, obviously. So yeah, I get it.
The thing is, though, and that's the thing,
Watson's
is like, the thing is, I probably should put Watson first because I was thinking about it today, and I'm like, if I have Watson on a team, am I dropping Watson for Rice? And I don't think I am.
Would you drop Rice for Watson?
See, that's the thing that's so tough. Is like they're in those situations, like
dude.
Yeah, where you don't want to drop the guy you have for the other guy. But
I think I'm riding Watson.
I would probably go Watson.
Yeah, I think I'm riding Watson, but I love the list. Yeah, I think the top 3, like, you have to put claims in for if they're available. They should be rostered. Tight end waivers. The Muth is loose up against Arizona. Logan Thomas against Miami. Isaiah Likely, he's on a bye. Cade Otton versus Carolina. And then we have Gerald Everett, Chig Okonkwo, Tyler Higbee, and Hunter Henry. We've been talking a lot about Muth tonight. So
yeah, he's definitely the top one out there for me.
Me too.
I think Likely. Would you move Likely?
Yeah, give me your opinion on Likely.
What's that?
Give me your opinion on Likely.
I feel like I'm a little bit lower than others.
I think I am too. I've been talking to people, and they have some expectation that he's going to come in and get 15, 20 points a week.
I know.
And I just don't see it.
He started off hot. We were talking. I think it was you, me, and Mario. We were talking about how he put up like 6 targets, 4 for 40 in the first half, and then he got blanked in the second.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was like halftime adjustments by either or both teams, or if it was the fact that they were winning and maybe not throwing as much. But I mean, Zay Flowers got more. I don't know. I mean, I just think with Likely, people were kind of expecting because of what he did. What was it, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
But the thing is they didn't have Flowers then.
They didn't have Odell.
They didn't have Odell, who's actually playing pretty well lately.
Playing well.
I think Likely's fine, and I think I may go Likely. I kept debating if I would go Likely above Thomas if I didn't need a guy this week. But I also
probably
don't think
would.
they're like, yeah, like if I had Freiermuth on my team, would I drop Logan Thomas for Likely? I probably would. Like, but I
Yeah, the
probably would just
upside.
drop Logan Thomas for a running back stash, honestly.
Yeah, so we'll preface this like the upside for Likely is probably for me the highest on the list,
Yeah, probably
but I
best
just
best
don't see
offense.
it happening. I don't see it happening. Like I think Fryermuth's going to be a big part of the offense as a whole. Like he's going to get targeted enough. He's a solid play moving forward, I think. I don't think Likely is. I really don't. Chig is
Yeah.
interesting to me.
Gosh, I've been hoping and praying on Chig for
Yeah,
all year, man. It's frustrating because Burks has been out. Levis flashed a little bit at that first game, and then
That's
I'm
the
like,
thing.
"Oh, I'm back in on Chig, baby.
Yeah,
Let's do
yeah.
it." And Chig was getting like he has had like a couple like close misses on like big plays throughout, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, "Man, this dude is a tease out here. Like, what is going on, man?"
He had a
Like,
solid week this week, right?
yeah,
Like decent, nothing crazy. 4 for 60, something like that. So it was a solid performance. He's got Indy, Miami, Houston, Seattle, Houston. Good matchups.
yeah, for sure. It wouldn't
Um,
surprise me at all if he like just went off out of nowhere.
Me too.
Like,
Like I could see it.
yeah.
I could
So
really see it.
and dude, Kate Otten, the one thing I wanted to say about with Kate Otten, he's
Mhm.
kind of been like Tampa Bay's Logan Thomas. Like
Yeah.
he's gotten at least 8 fantasy points in 5 of the last 6 games. One of them was a pretty big game, it was like 22, but the rest of them were
Yeah.
all like 8 to 10 points. So it was just like that Logan Thomas kind of vibe where you're just getting solid work, solid PPR work on a weekly basis, high floor, not much ceiling. So he's not the worst. That's why I put him a little bit ahead of that other group.
Yeah,
Just
he's
the
a solid
consistency of him.
solid play. He could come on too, right? Like Carolina, Atlanta, Green Bay, Jacksonville. Like there's
Yeah,
potential for him to have a really nice second half here. He's shown it. He's flashed again. He was a high draft pick last year, and tight ends take 2 seasons. Like we've talked about that. For the most part, it takes a couple seasons for rookie tight ends to come in and produce. This is an outlier season with Laporta, Musgraves to a little bit of a. He's had a decent season. Kincaid coming on, like this isn't the norm for tight ends. Usually it takes 2 full seasons. Cade Otton's starting to come on the back half of his second season, which is what good tight ends do.
yeah,
So I wouldn't be surprised if I don't know about this season, but next year Cade Otton could be a really nice play.
yeah. He really could. He really could.
I like these Nort. Chig's. I'll say this. Chig's very interesting to me.
Yeah,
Like he's really interesting to me.
yeah. I agree.
I love it.
I was going to ask
Nort,
you, what Mara and I haven't done this, but I was just thinking about this. I was going to say, what would be your top 5 of all like the guys we talked about?
Ooh.
Waiver priority, just in a vacuum, assuming you don't have a specific need.
Okay.
So basically, I
like this
guess it's
question.
essentially rest of season in that kind of situation. But
For
if you
that, I'm definitely boiling it. I'm not doing any of the QBs.
same, I think the only tight end that
Okay.
could qualify as a
Muth.
possibility would Muth. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to the running backs and receivers.
I think I would go Keaton
Okay.
as my number 1. Nah, I'll switch that. Christian Watson, number 1.
I think that's where I'm going to go to. Christian Watson is my 1.
Christian Watson, 1. Keaton, 2. Rashee Rice, 3. Zach Moss, 4. Give me Muth at 5, just because tight ends are so thin.
That's understandable. That's understandable. I think I'm going to
That's how I'd
go.
run that.
Yeah, that's very close, at least. I was trying to think off the cuff here. Watson 1. I think I'm going to go Rice 2. I think I go I think I go Moss 3, Downs 4, Keaton 5.
Ooh.
But again, it's tough, and I probably move 6.
Yeah.
Douglas 7. I know we did said 5, but yeah,
Downs
those
would be my 6. Yeah.
I figured Downs would be right there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough. It's tough, and obviously that's just, again, in a vacuum, no specific need. Obviously, tailor your, for the people out there, tailor your specific to your needs, because we're getting to the point where you need to win. If you're in a situation where you need to win now, you need to win now. Do whatever helps you the most this week. Like, if you don't win this week, and it doesn't matter what happens 2 weeks. Right. Yeah, that's what I say. Zach Moss would probably be the best.
If I need a running back, I need to win Zach Moss.
Yep. Exactly.
Probably be, honestly, Zach Moss, Antonio Gibson, too.
Yeah,
that's how I'd play that.
If you were in a situation where you can wait, if you're 9-3, Keaton Mitchell slides up that list.
Keaton Mitchell, number 1. Yeah.
So it's like,
I agree.
And then obviously, we like those top 3 receivers a lot, like both for this week and long term. So
Rasheed, Watson, and Downs. Yeah,
for sure. They shouldn't really qualify for the list, to be honest. Like we mentioned,
but they're there.
They are. They're. I know Downs is close to 50%. He was like 52% or 58% or something.
I put some bids in this week for him. He was in a couple of my leagues. So.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's in any of my leagues, because I scooped him up last week in the leagues that he was available, but I just couldn't believe it. Actually, he might be available in one of my leagues, so I'll probably put it in for him. But
it's
yeah,
wild.
Getting close to the end, man.
We're there. 2 weeks from playoffs. We're there.
It's crazy.
We're in the home stretch, everybody.
For sure.
We got a question. I just got offered Mahomes, CD Swift, and Puka for Keenan, Tank Dell, and Kyron.
Banger. So you're going from Keenan to Swift. Okay. Right now my team is T-Law, Keenan, Dell, Kyron, Kelsey, and Chase. Jesus.
Mahomes, CD, and Swift and Puka.
So you're going from Keenan to Lamb. It's pretty
wash.
They're both
washy. CD kind of leading for me there.
Yeah, I would lean Lamb slightly over Keenan. Both probably top 6 though, right? Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Going from Kyron to Swift might be a wash as well. I don't know. Maybe
I'd probably make that to get Mahomes instead of T-Law.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I would make that. Need a defense out there. Chiefs, Jets, Bucks, Jags.
I know Jets play Browns, right? Or no, they don't. They play Miami or Falcons. I would not do Jets, I don't think. I like the Bucks. Jags. Give me Jags.
Jags. Yeah, Jags.
Jags versus Jake Browning, baby.
Yep.
I'd probably rank it Jags. I'd probably rank it Jags, Bucks, Jets, Chiefs this week.
That's how I'd have it. Yeah. It's close between Jags and Bucks, honestly.
Yeah, with the Panthers.
With the Panthers.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. That's probably how to rank it as well. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Nort, anything else before we get out of here?
No. Again, just make sure you're putting in them waiver wires, putting in the claims.
Hit it
if
hard,
you don't
people.
need a guy, if you don't need a guy if you don't need a guy this week and you don't think or you don't think a guy is going to help you long term, save the waiver.
Save it.
Save the fab. Wait till they clear, get them for free. And if they don't, then it shouldn't be that big a deal if you don't think they're going to help you this week and or long term. So,
yep.
But yeah, put those claims in tonight. Hopefully, help you win this week.
That's right, baby. And we will be back tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern. Mario and Alex will be on that episode. little waiver wire recap. We'll see what else they got in store for you guys. And then obviously we will be back Thursday, an hour before kickoff, getting you ready for Thursday night football. And then obviously Sunday, an hour before kickoff as well. We'll get you last minute start sit questions, try to help you out right before the game. So make sure you tune in, and we will be here for you guys. For Nort, I'm Rob. Peace.
Thank you for watching our episode. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
If you aren't already following us on Twitter, check us out at DadBodFS.
We'll be posting all of our best clips and videos to all of our social media: TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. You can find us on there at DadBod Fantasy Squad.
Lastly, if you'd rather just listen, we make sure we post our audio of each episode on all the major streaming platforms. Stick with us all season long so together we can count our trophies and not our calories.